Hi guys, this is Chaitanya and today we are going to discuss about mesh analysis. Another name for mesh analysis is loop analysis. Coming to the introduction part, first we need to know what is a mesh or loop. A mesh or loop is simply a path through a circuit that starts at one node and ends at the same node without traveling any node twice. After knowing about what is mesh, the next question that will come into our mind is why mesh analysis is required. So this method of analysis is mainly used for those circuits which have many nodes and loops. After understanding why mesh analysis is required, we will get a question that what is the difference between Kirchhoff's laws and mesh analysis or loop analysis. If we clearly observe, we will get two main differences. The first one is in the case of Kirchhoff's laws, we are going to use the branch currents, whereas in the case of loop analysis, we are going to use the loop currents. And the second one is in the case of Kirchhoff's laws, each branch of the network may carry one current, whereas in the case of loop analysis, each branch of the network may carry more than one current. The main advantage of this method is for complex networks, the number of unknowns are going to be reduced, which greatly simplifies the calculation work. So coming to the steps for solving this loop analysis problems, our first step is we need to identify the number of loops. Coming to the step 2, we need to mark the loop currents in such a way that all the loops will have the same current direction. Coming to the step 3, we need to give the sign notation for each element of the circuit based on the loop current direction. Coming to the step 4, by applying KVL, we need to write the loop equations. Coming to the step 5, we need to solve those equations and we need to calculate the unknowns. So these steps we are going to follow in this problem, which will give us some clear picture of how to solve a loop analysis problem. So the problem is calculate the current flowing through the 6 ohm resistor using the loop analysis method. This is the circuit given. Let's see how to solve this problem with the steps that we have discussed in the last slide. So coming to the solution, our first step is we need to identify the number of loops. So based on the definition, we can say that a loop is a path of a circuit which will start from one node and it will move through all the nodes and it will reach the same node, right? So we can call this particular part as a loop, right? So if you observe in the circuit, in the similar way, we are having 3 paths, right? So we can say that the number of loops here is 3. So coming to the step 2, we need to mark the loop currents. How to mark the loop currents? The condition is always the loop currents will have the same current direction. So if we draw the loop currents here, it is going to look like this. So if you observe, in the first loop, I have given the current direction like this. So I followed the same current direction in all the remaining loops. I mark the loop currents as I1, I2 and I3 for all the 3 loops. Coming to the next step, our step 3 is we need to give the sign notation for each element based on the loop current direction. This sign notation is very important, guys. So just listen carefully. So if this is the circuit, we need to give the sign notation for the elements. So here our resistors are the elements. So we need to give the sign notation for the resistors. That means we need to give the plus sign as well as minus sign. So how to give this plus and minus signs is always based on the current direction. Like if the current is entering the resistor 1, let us say if the current is entering the resistor 1 here, so we need to give that as plus sign. And if the current is leaving, and that point we are going to give it as minus sign, right? In the similar way for the resistor 2, if you observe the current is entering here, so we are going to give the plus sign there, whereas leaving here, so we are going to give the minus sign there. So similarly for in the second loop, we are going to give the sign notations for R3 like this, and R4 like this, and again R2 like this. The same process will be followed for the third loop also. So we are going to give the plus sign for R5 here, and minus sign here, and plus here, and minus here. So in this way we are going to give the sign notation. So coming to the step 4, our step 4 is we need to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law, and we need to write the loop equation. So Kirchhoff's voltage law is nothing but algebraic sum of the voltages in a closed path is equals to 0. So according to that, we need to write the loop equation. So the algebraic sum of the voltage drops in a closed path is equals to 0. So here, if you observe, we are having the resistor here and we are having the current here. So we can write the drop as I1 into R1, right? So based on the sign notation, here the sign notation plays the major role. We should take the sign notation into the as our main consideration here. So whenever if the current is flowing from plus to minus, it simply indicates that there is some potential drop. Potential drop will always be represented with minus symbol. If the current is moving from minus to plus, then we can say that there will be some potential rise. Potential rise always declared as positive, that is plus. So for writing the first loop equation, we will consider R1 as our starting point. So if you observe, the loop current I1 is flowing from positive to negative, which indicates that there is a potential drop. So we need to give a negative sign for the drop across the resistor R1. Therefore, we can write the drop across the resistor R1 as minus 2 into I1, where minus indicates that the current is flowing from positive to negative. Next, if we observe R2 resistor, here also the current is flowing from positive to negative. So we are going to give the sign as minus. But for writing the drop across this R2 resistor, if we observe, we can say that two currents are flowing through this R2 resistor. I1 is flowing in this direction, whereas I2 is flowing in the opposite direction. As we are writing the loop equation for first loop, we are going to write the equation as minus 4 into I1 minus I2, which means we are going to consider that current to which we are writing the loop equation first. And after that, we are going to write the another current. As these two currents are in opposite direction, we are giving a negative value here. If these two currents are in the same direction, we are going to write it as I1 plus I2. And after that, if you observe at the voltage source, the current is moving from minus to plus. So we are going to give a potential rise, that is positive sign. So plus 10 is equals to 0. So this is our first loop equation. If you solve it, you are going to get it as 6I1 minus 4I2 is equals to 10. So similarly, we are going to write the second loop as well as third loop equations also. So applying KVL for loop 2, what we are going to get? We are going to get the equation as, we are going to start from this R3 now. So we are going to get the equation as minus 1 into I2, next minus 6 into I2 minus I3, next minus 4 into I2 minus I1, which is equals to 0. If you solve it, we are going to get the value as 4I1 minus 11I2 plus 6I3 equals to 0. This is our second loop equation. Similarly, applying KVL for loop 3. If you apply KVL for loop 3, we are going to get the equation as plus to minus. So minus 4 into I3 plus 2 minus again. So minus 20. Next plus 2 minus again. So minus 6 into I3 minus I2. So minus 4 into I3 minus 20 minus 6 into I3 minus I2, which is equals to 0. If you solve, you are going to get this third equation. So coming to the step 5, we are going to solve the equations and we are going to calculate the unknowns. So solving equation 1, 2 and 3, we get I1 as 0.822 amperes, I2 as minus 1.1267 amperes and I3 as minus 2.676 amperes. Our question is, we need to calculate the current through 6 ohm resistor. So the current flowing through the 6 ohm resistor is I2 minus I3. So we are going to substitute the values of I2 and I3 in this equation. And finally, we are going to get the value of current flowing through the 6 ohm resistor as 1.5493 amperes. In this way, we are going to solve the mesh analysis problem. Thank you.